Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to do something a little different. Show you guys the deck that I play when I want to take a break from the top tier decks and the meta decks. Um, it's actually pretty good. I win quite a fair amount of games with it. Um, I think it's probably going to be dead after the next box set comes out though, because Death Tornado is pretty good against this deck. Obviously, it's burn, as you saw in the title. Um, if you guys played Duel Links when it first came out, you would know how nuts Burn is with Destiny Draw. It's really stupid, really ignorant. But before we get to Death Tornado, I guess it's a fun deck to play. So I want to show it to you guys. If you get bored, you can try it out. All right, so the skill is Destiny Draw. Works well with a couple cards in this deck. I'll show you guys that. So we start off with 3 recruiters. I'm just gonna lay out all the monsters at once. 3 Gravekeeper's Curse and 1 Gravekeeper's Cannon Holder. This is the main engine of the deck. Curse deals 500 damage every time it's summoned, which means any kind of summon, normal summon, special summon off Rite of Spirit. So you have that. You do that 8 times and you win the game. Obviously, you're not going to do that 8 times. You're going to take advantage of Cannon Holder. Recruiter just gets to all of them. There's only 1 Cannon Holder because you just search it out whenever you need it. And it's a really bad thing to actually draw. So you use recruiters and you use Destiny Draw if you have to get it. But usually you have access to recruiters by the time it's time to launch off a couple monsters per game. Recruiter's really good at walling off Amazons if they don't have the field spell. It also crashes with Lord of D. What else does it do? Randomly, if they are going first, or you make them go first and they just set a couple cards, and you have a recruiter and they don't know what you're playing, you can summon it and swing, and a lot of people aren't going to waste like a windstorm on it, so that's an easy 1200 damage, which is a lot. It makes winning a lot easier. So definitely take your chances to attack when you have them, but outside of really obvious scenarios, you're not going to want to attack. You want to just always try to defend. A lot of the time, you're going to have a field of like recruiter, and you're going to defend it with windstorm or something like that, and then you can Rite of Spirit, Gravekeeper's Curse, deal 500 damage. Summon Cannon Holder, deal 1400 damage the next turn, and that's one of your big turns where you either win the game that turn or you set up for next turn to win. So 7 monsters. For spells, the only spell is Half Shut. You can use this offensively in some scenarios when they don't have back rows and you know they don't have Sphere Karibo. But mostly you're just going to have a defense position monster, recruiter, or curse, and you're just going to Half Shut it, and it's going to act like a Wabaku. Basically, they're not going to be able to get through. Your monster survives, and then you can pop it off next turn with Cannon Holder. So Half Shut, really good card for the game. Really degenerate in this deck, I think. So there's that. And then for the traps, we have the 3 Windstorms. Very good. You're going to want to use this card when you are summoning your curse, so that way you can block a full field of attacks, and then you can switch your curse to defense, where you can use other cards like Half Shut to protect it. Using your traps, it takes a couple games to learn how to use them correctly, but once you got it down, it's pretty easy. But you'd have to be smart about how you use trap cards. So Windstorm is a very important part of that equation. Then we have 2 Rite of Spirits. I have 3, but I don't know where my 3rd one is. I mostly play this deck online, so just imagine there's a 3rd Rite of Spirit right here. Very good card. Obviously, it gets back Curse, so you can look at it as just a burn for 500 card if you want. Basically it just stacks on a bunch of field presence for the turn that you Cannon Holder. So I mean, when everything's going as planned, it's actually 1200 damage in this card. Since it brings back Curse, then you pop it off. So really good card. It's a good stall card if they're trying to play around your Windstorms and you just have this set and they only have 1 attacker, you can just block the 1 attack. Kind of acts like a Wabaku. So Rite of Spirit's really good. I did play around with 2 for a little bit, but I think 3 is obviously just the nuts. So Golden Apples is next, and this card is just like Half Shut, very degenerate in burn decks. It's just insane, and it's one of the cards that goes really well with Destiny Draw. because you can just take the damage, trigger Destiny Draw, and then you gain it back in life points, and you get a token. Makes it so that you can activate Destiny Draw multiple times in a game, usually just twice, but that's usually all you need to win the game. It's really good. It's a card they have to negate with Vigilance, and they're going to want to be negating half shots, windstorms, a bunch of other cards. When you summon Cannon Soldier, they want to negate that, so having another card they want to negate is key. You want to just push through their champion's Vigilances and win the game. But very good against any deck because you can summon in defense and wall off. There's not a lot of removal. Amazons have Heirloom. Blue Eyes, they have a really hard time getting over a 3,000 Golden Apples token. So there's that. Against Blue Eyes, it really shines because if they just have like a Dragon, Lord of D, they swing with Blue Eyes, you Golden Apples, and then you can swing over the Lord of D for 1,800 damage. That's a game right there, pretty much. So very important card. One other thing I wanted to point out with the traps is that you do have to use them correctly, and you do have to set them correctly. Set them in the right orders at the right times. Just because you have 3 traps, you don't want to set them all because then you're going to open yourself up to Sage. You want to always keep Sage in mind. And then against Blue Eyes, you want to keep Vigilance in mind. And if you can do that, then you're pretty much set. No side deck for this. I usually just play singles with it. Oh, forgot to mention, this is 18 cards. I don't have Sphere Karibos, but those are the last 2 cards I play. They were just toss-ins to get to 20 cards. I wish I could play something like Shrouded Greed, but again, Sage kind of messes with that. So I just use Sphere Karibo. If you think there's a better card, you can use that. Michizuri, but I don't like that card because it targets against... so it's bad against Lord of D, and it just pops off, it triggers Village, so they can just replace it with another monster. So I think Sphere Karibo is probably the best stall card right now playing this deck. But yeah, give it a try if you're bored. It's pretty fun. Your opponent's probably not going to think it's fun, but it's actually surprisingly consistent and good. Probably not going to be good after the next set. But yeah, until next time, bye.